hold on. 5 ways of splitting up movement. Hold on, 1 second. New movement, familiar movement, increase this movement, decrease this movement, and stop this movement. Okay, all right, I think I've got it. So in terms of, this is my latest blog post, and I think it was titled, How You Overestimate the Realistic Commitment of Time and Energy When It Comes to Exercise and Health. And specifically, the 5 ways of splitting up movement. So, increase, decrease, is it new? Is it familiar? Should you stop it? I borrowed this strategy to split from B.J. Fogg at Stanford University. And I started studying B.J. Fogg's work, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years ago. And in regards to using persuasive technology, I wanted to know what the people who were at the forefront of studying behavior were doing. So I studied BJ's work, got a couple of his books, really started delving into it. And what I started to learn is that there were some really good ways of categorizing learning movement. And now I even use this with clients. So for example, there was a client who I gave an exercise program to, who I saw 3 weeks later, because I'll regularly do that, where I won't see a client for 3, 4, or 5 weeks. I give them a program to do on their own, and then I see when they come back, and I make sure that I give them videos so they can do it on their own. Okay, so program design is a huge part of how I serve my community. All right, so what happened was I shared with her an exercise, and then 3 weeks later she came back in and I said, can you please demonstrate this exercise for me? And when she went through it, she was not able to do the exercise the way that I had asked her to do originally. And she was checking in. She goes, is this the right way to do it? I'm not quite sure. Now, at that moment, I know that she was not familiar with that movement, that exercise, as familiar as I wanted her to be. Did I want her to stop the movement? No way. I wanted her to continue the movement because she started to gain a level of competence. Okay? And here would be the strategy. 3 weeks later, I would add a facet of that exercise. And here's what I mean by facet. I might say, okay, you're doing this hamstring exercise. And you just do the exercise as it is. And then I might say in 3 weeks, okay, now when you're doing it, change your foot like this. Does that change how it feels for you? She goes, oh my God, that completely changes it. This is what normally happens. Oh my God, that completely changes it. Now what I did is I took into consideration that I wanted this person to be familiar with the movement before I increased one of the details. Instead of just saying, here's a ton of information at you, please quickly, sift through it, split it apart, and figure out how to take action. I take the time to program it in. So I'm sharing with you how I think about it in order for you to be able to analyze your own program. So again, DominicSessa.com, sign up for my newsletter, and check out more of my videos. All right? I'm starting to feel more comfortable in front of the camera. My wife and I, not like that. All right, see ya.